Right, we're in the shed. No, we're not.
Oh.
We're in Spain.
We are in Spain.
But
yes.
this is Ask GMBN. We're under the stars and it's beautiful.
And the sun's still shining.
Right, so let's kick it off with a question from Duard Metairie. It says, hey GMBN, I have an issue with right turns. I'm afraid of falling when I'm leaning to the right, but never on a left turn. How can I improve that? I'm right-handed, if that helps. I think the hand has anything to do with it.
No.
I think everyone has a preferred way of cornering. Do you?
I do. I like to go right.
Yeah, I like to go left, so ride my left foot forward. I think there's a little bit to do with, if like I'm going left, it's easier to drop my back foot down to get a bit more weight over.
Yeah, drop your outside foot.
But basically, just practice both ways. Yeah, you will have one that you'll feel more natural doing. Right, next question. A. Wilkinson, is it okay to go tubeless when doing jumps?
Not necessarily, no. I ride tubes.
You probably don't need it quite so much,
No,
do
you don't. You don't
jumps?
really need it.
I
No.
guess you run your tyres really hard as well.
I do. I run 80 psi.
80 psi,
80
you mental. Right, Adam Hart, GMBN. Can I do dirt jumps on a 26-inch cross-country bike?
26-inch, yes. That's the right size, but cross-country bike, no, geometry. You got a long stem.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be strong enough for,
It's going to be
those
lightweight,
jumps.
isn't it, I suppose?
It is going to be lightweight, which is a good thing.
But
My
if you case a
bike's
jump,
pretty light.
like I case a jump,
Yeah,
then
you could break it.
maybe.
Yeah.
Right, Sarah Bellotti, this is a good question as well. What is the difference between a dirt jump bike, a slopestyle bike, and a four-cross bike?
Wow, okay. Dirt jump bike, mainly just hardtails. Slopestyle bike, preferably they can run hardtails, but it's full suspension bikes.
Yeah.
And then four cross, that is a mixture of both. You can run a
guess.
hardtail, you can run a full sus, but it's all about setup.
I guess four-cross bike, you're more likely to have gears,
Yes.
a front brake,
Yeah.
a suspension fork that
That
works.
works, that goes up and down.
Tyres, like a dirt jump bike is kind of like
Yeah,
BMX
like
tyres
street
almost.
tyre. Yeah,
Four-cross bike's going to have more knobbies
gonna have
on it.
knobbies on it for those corners.
And you should definitely check out our video on how to choose a mountain bike and what mountain bike to choose. Mountain biking has evolved a lot over a history of about 40 years. There's all sorts of disciplines now that fall under that mountain bike umbrella. So we thought it'd be a good time to explain all the different types of bikes and what their intended use is. Right, next question comes from Always Tomorrow. GMBN, how old is too old to start riding mountain bikes? I'm 50, I cycle to work every day on my single speed, but my family tell me I'm having a midlife crisis.
You're never too old to start. And don't listen to them.
Don't listen to that.
Don't listen to them.
I've got plenty of friends who are in their 50s and they ride mountain bikes more than I do.
Exactly. My granddad still rides a bike.
So get on it, don't listen to him. Johnny F, hey boys, I keep going dead sailor on jumps. Any tips?
Well, that's a good one. It's common.
Yeah.
I would say relax more.
A dead sailor, if anyone doesn't know, it's when you go, how do you describe it? You just go really stiff.
You get
and like,
stiff and you're like,
start going off one way.
Yeah.
So yeah, relax, I guess is a pretty good tip for that. Scootering TNC, we've got a scooter on the channel. Hashtag Ask GMBN, I just started mountain biking, I got a hardtail for Christmas. Can you do a video on how to set sag on a hardtail? Well, with hardtail, I guess you're talking about your suspension fork, because you don't have any suspension on the rear, obviously.
No.
And it would be the same, so we have done a video on how to check your sag, so have a look at that one. I would set my fork the same as I would on a full suspension bike, basically.
Congratulations on the new bike though.
Nice. Flyboy Snugs. I ride right foot forward, another one of these questions, always. Is it beneficial to learn to ride left foot forward as well to even out muscle development or skills? I would say not.
No, I don't.
Everyone has a preferred foot forward and generally just try and ride that foot forward. I have heard of people trying to go the other way for those corners, but I don't know.
No, I don't think it's any beneficial things about muscles.
We were talking about this before, so when you do 360s, you have a preferred way. And you go the other way as well, so you can do it both ways.
Yes.
You wouldn't ever switch your foot.
No, but I do switch my feet for tail whips, but that's a whole different, that's a whole different question in itself.
We need to do a video on that maybe. Okay, TH Moonzer. My biggest problem I have when riding is my self-confidence level is really low. Is there some ways to improve it drastically? Drastically, probably not.
No.
Confidence is something you build gradually.
Yes. Practice.
I think the biggest one for this is riding your bike.
Yeah, keep riding, keep in the saddle.
Try not to fall off, and that's a stupid thing to say, but sort of don't make, I always say this, but don't make giant leaps and then come crashing down. Try and just do it a bit more gradually than that. And we have done a video on how to build your self-confidence, so check that out.
Confidence is a weird one. You don't know how you're going to get it, and you don't know where you're going to find it.
It's all about that mental game. It's all about self-belief, believing that what you're doing, you can manage. You can be out on the trails and you can really knock your confidence. So here's a guide to some do's and also some don'ts to build your confidence out on the bike.
Go now.
The quickfire round.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Right. Harley Morgan, GMBN, what is better, flats or clips?
Flats.
Clips.
Flats.
Clips.
Flats.
Clips. Lucas Hammergren, where do you live?
I live on the Isle of Wight.
I live in Shrewsbury, which is in Shropshire. Simple. Owen Mason, can you use pre-workout before a big ride? Do you know what pre-workout is?
Huh. I just get on my bike and ride.
It's like that crazy bodybuilder supplement that makes your eyes go red and you get all pumped up.
No.
I wouldn't recommend it. No, don't do that. RC karting kid, how do you adjust non-air-filled shocks?
Ooh.
So that means,
depending on the shock, really.
Well, it means you've got a spring,
Yeah.
so you can wind preload on or off your spring, or you have to change out your spring. So it's not quite as easy as air, but you can do it. Jake B, hi, what disciplines of biking does Blake do?
Loads. But I prefer dirt jumping, slopestyle, free ride, and then downhill.
I've seen you paddle up a hill.
Cross country is on the list, but it's like down this one.
GK Camus 123, what is better for steep downhills, lower bottom bracket height or steeper head angle?
You've raced.
Well, lower bottom bracket and slacker head angle. So you basically want to sit further back behind the bike so that your fork is raked out, and that'll make it better. Nice one.
Well done.
That was kind of quick.
That was quick. Yeah.
Right, it's time for Correct Me If I'm Wrong.
Right.
So we check out your videos and try and give you some tips.
Let's see if we can correct him.
Jason Q has sent this one in and he's hitting a jump. It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Look at that.
Oh, big double.
Oh.
That looked pretty big crash.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, you can definitely do it a bit better.
Yeah.
Big crash.
Hang on, let's see.
Take a look. Different
it's a
angle.
different angle. Oh, he went over the bar. He like
Oh, that's pretty big crash.
undershot and went over the bars.
So you need to go faster.
But if you went fast with that sort of stuff, you're definitely gonna have an even bigger crash.
Yeah, so you see you pulled a bit with your feet, I think. That's why the back wheel came up higher than the front wheel, so...
Causing the OTB.
OTB. I would say go a bit slower. Well, find a smaller jump and work on technique before you take it, because that's a big jump.
That is a big jump.
That
is a big jump.
Thanks for sending us a video. It's pretty impressive. Keep sending them to ask@gmbn.com and we'll check them out and help you out if we can. That's it for this week's Ask GMBN.
Yep.
Keep leaving your questions down below this video in the comment section. We'll check them out and hopefully get them in next week's show.
We'll try our hardest to answer them.
Click on this GMBN logo here to subscribe to the channel.
And click here for 5 tricks on 1 bank.
Click over here for a game of bike with 2 special guests, Mark Beaumont and Phil Atwill, and I get beaten really badly.
Give us a thumbs up, like.